Hello everyone at Thumbtack. This is Ellis right here in the video. I'm excited about this opportunity to start the interview process this way. This is a new one for me and it's pretty cool. So I appreciate the time that you are giving here for me. I'll just dive right in here with answers to the questions that you've proposed and kind of give my own little personal anecdotes of my thoughts. So first one here, what do you consider to be excellent customer service? Great question. For me, it really comes down to who's leaving an impression. When I'm at a restaurant or at a retail service or whatever that may be, some sort of customer service front. As a customer, I'm looking for excellent customer service being, do you care, first off? Are you somebody that actually cares about your job? How do you show that? Are you being of service for me to where for you it's just clocking it in and out, and you're just kind of there as a body and your mind is somewhere else? Or are you invested in me as a customer to truly give me a lasting experience to where I'd be coming back to you as a company? I'd be coming back because of that great customer service. That's part of it for me. Top notch, a wow factor, leaving that lasting impression to where I will never forget that company. Especially if I'm coming in and I have a major concern. I'm coming in and I'm frustrated with a situation that I've run into, and that original customer service or the product itself did not do what it was advertised to do. How are you helping me as a customer? Are you empathizing with me? Are you giving me that support that not only do I expect, but what are you doing to go above and beyond, over the top? That's to me excellent customer service, going above and beyond in that wow factor. Next question here: what characteristics do you think are most important in a customer service representative? Similar to my first answer there. Doing a lot of interviews for different customer service representatives throughout the years, I'm first looking for that desire to assist. Are they just trying to get a job to pay bills, and they don't really care what place they're getting hired at or what type of job it is? Are they invested, and do they have a desire to help customers out? Because if not, the service industry is not a place for them. And I will say no in those type of interviews. But first and foremost, that's most important. Secondly, do they know how to empathize? Do they know how to take a customer and relate and be in their shoes and help them to resolve that situation? Those are going to be main key factors for me that I'm looking for a customer service representative. Next one here, tell me about a time when you gave a team member constructive feedback that was not received well. What did you do next? Great example here that I have, so Dawn, she was a customer service representative I had a few years back. And at that time, I was a newer supervisor. I was sitting doing a side-by-side with her on the phone. So I was listening to her call. And she had a pretty rough customer on the phone. They weren't the easiest to deal with. They were pretty upset about the situation. Well, me being new and with good intentions, I'm trying to help her out, trying to give her advice and constructive feedback. But the problem was, it was at the same time the member was talking, and so that further frustrated Dawn. It was harder for her to really do both at the same time. And after the phone call, when it was over, I continued to give some feedback to her, kind of in between calls. It's a busy atmosphere because we're in queue. Another call's trying to come up there, and it got to a point for her where she just kind of stopped and walked away. Well, that took me back for a moment, but I let her take a breather for a moment, and then soon met with her in a conference room, just one-on-one. And when I talked with her there, I was able to talk with her not just as her boss, but stop for a moment and lay a foundation. Really just ask her, is she doing okay? Are things going okay for her in her personal life? Not to dive too deep in that area, but it's not, to me, it wasn't just a job. It's, are my people that are working for me, working for our customers, are they in the right place? Are they feeling okay in their life? And we had a great conversation that actually revolved around there first, of different troubles she was telling me and things that well, frankly, I empathized with. Trying to really carry that example to her, being my customer, honestly, as a leader for her, just like I would expect and hope she would do for our customers on the phone. So I talked with her. It helped lay a foundation with she and I that lasted better through the years in a working relationship. And I was able to still help coach and help give the points to her that I wanted to originally. And it worked wonders. So thankfully, it was a great learning lesson for me and turned things around that made it wonderful in the long run. So good, just a good memory there that taught me. Next question here. What would you have done differently if you were the boss at your current or last job? So my last boss, he unfortunately was a little bit more interested in just attacking the numbers, hitting them at all costs, and that was tough to swallow for me, because with my teams, the way I always see it first is you got to lay the foundation with your team members, your customer service representatives that you're in charge of. Establish that relationship of trust. Talk with them, get to know them a little bit on a personal level, and teach by example. Heck, even be on phone calls with customers myself, even if I am a manager. Getting in there and getting on the front lines, if you will. Those are things that I've done in the past that have worked wonders, to where my team, by showing them I'm invested in them, they have invested then in the customer and in the business, and then I've been able to get the best results out of them as possible. Working it the other way around, it's a short-term win, long-term loss. I've found through experience, if you start with them and lay that foundation, you will get the most out of them as the years go forward. Last one here. Tell me about a time that you took ownership for a failure of yours or someone you supervised. So for me, I'll give an example of myself. There's goals to reach and to hit in business. That's the reality of it. And for me, one quarter, I was focused on several different areas to accomplish and reach goals at, but I'd kind of forgotten about the average handle time, that important goal there when you're in a call center for sure. And I missed that mark. Well, for me, I owned up to it, but I took it a step further and said, okay, yeah, I focused on a few specific areas, but not enough on average handle time. So to my boss, I laid out an action plan and said, look, I'm going to approach all this so that nothing gets forgotten. Did it, had that plan for him, and accomplished that the next quarter, just as I'd promised. It only worked, once again, because I laid that foundation with my team members, and we got there and accomplished that together as a team. So I hope this helps give kind of a feeling of me, Brian Ellis. I'm very happy for this opportunity. I've heard wonderful things about Thumbtack, have a few former coworkers that work there and have loved it. I'm excited for the opportunity and to hopefully talk with you soon in person, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.